Hello, everybody. This week we are talking the 2025 film Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro, starring Oscar Isaac, uh, Mia Goth, and what's his name? Oh my gosh,
Jacob Elordi.
Jacob Elordi,
Oh,
who
come on, you
is
can't forget the Aussie. Yeah, you can't forget the Aussie
who,
guy. Come
who's the
on.
only Who's the only
Where's your sense of patriotism?
I was about to say Jake. It was like, no, it's not Jake. It's Jacob. Um, right. I really liked this. Just it was just a stunning film to watch. I think it just so much
It
about it
is.
was a
It's
very
beautiful.
pretty film. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, we'll go into quite a few things. The narrative first, obviously, it's set off in kind of two real kind of
Yeah.
story points. It's Victor's story and then the creature story. Victor's story is very, dark and gothic. It's in a Victorian time where he's, it's almost about his childhood. He's horrible father, played by
Yeah.
Charles Dance, who's
Yeah.
he's very good at playing bad fathers, isn't he,
He's
Charles
always
Dance?
like, you can't have him play a good guy. I don't think it's even possible. He's
Right.
just got this villain face and voice and expression about him. Sure, he's a nice guy in real life, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
does
And
villain
so
very well.
obviously this the way he fathers Victor as a child obviously just sets in motion his just obsession with being a better doctor than his father. So he's doing these science experiments. He's created how to extend life, and that's where he's created the monster.
I like the take on the mad scientist sort
Yep.
of thing because that it gave it a bit of a background. And yes, there is something that why do you want to do that just because I can? And it comes across more like the oh ho, 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 I'm a mad scientist. It's like no, there is actually some thought behind it, and there is a bit of a background that is interesting as to how is he the way he is and why is he doing it. I have a few nitpicks afterwards, but that part of the character and his background, I actually quite enjoyed it.
Yep. And then obviously he's creates this creature who is struggling to learn. And it's almost like then Victor has now become the father and the creature has become his child. The
Yeah,
creature is very childlike at the beginning. He
yeah,
can only say one word, and Elizabeth obviously says the only reason why he says that one word because you're everything to him.
yeah,
You're his whole world, and you're treating him terribly. You've become your father basically.
yeah. Should I start to nitpick because
Please nitpick.
um, I have two things, and it's around characters. And the movie is very, very pretty. Is it's stunning, as you're saying. It's gothic. The use of colors, the red, the black, the white, the green. It's a magnificent movie, and we can talk about the effects as well a bit later. Um, but a few things that I I thought were lacking from a character arc perspective. The first one was I understand that Victor is a scientist, and I understand that he's not necessarily good with people and emotion and connection, etc., etc. The way how fast he's turning on his creature because he gets frustrated that he can only say one word, I thought was done very, very quickly. I was like, why are you getting so angry? Like you managed to do that. You were very excited when he came to life. And just because you have a few days and he's not necessarily progressing, you just chain him when he didn't really show signs of aggression, to be honest. Then you get very frustrated because he can't say any words. And then you're really taking it to the next level or that you want to destroy him very, very fast, right?
Yeah.
That I thought this progression, especially in the 2 hour and a half movie, I thought they could have done a bit better in terms of storytelling. That's a bit of a nitpick. It didn't annoy me as much as the character of Elizabeth.
Okay,
I
it's
thought she was underdeveloped as a character, and especially the relationship between her and the monster. She sees him
yeah,
once, and she's her greatest ally and loves him. It's almost like love at first sight. Is that
yeah,
why? There's something
especially
like, a bit missing there.
because at the beginning when they had that first dinner sequence where she's almost thinking that what Victor's doing by playing God is just immoral. She's
Yeah,
you can't play God. You can't create some something that has is unnatural, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden she's seen this unnatural thing, and I thought she was going to be, oh my God, scared of it because what have you done, Victor? What have you done? But then she's almost takes a shining to him, and it's almost a
Yeah,
love story. It's almost a love story between Elizabeth and the creature because
she's
it's
she's quite into it. I just felt that it's almost like the character was written to antagonize Victor. All her discussion about the morality of it and etc. It felt a little bit boring to me. It's like this is where the movie is a bit slowing down to me, and the fact that she's taking a liking to the creature straight away is another way to antagonize Victor. I don't know.
mm,
It didn't feel very natural, and especially if I compare it to the relationship that Victor developed with in part two with the family and the old man. This
yeah,
one, I believe, I'm really into it. I,
yeah,
I really understand how they take a liking to each other because it's really built up. He has been outside the house, he has been doing things for them, and finally shows himself to this old man, and they are bonding in the winter. That I really believe, and that was very touching.
yeah.
But the story with
Uh,
Elizabeth, couldn't get it.
and because it's all about, I found it's all about loneliness as well.
Yep.
Victor's alone. He doesn't have anyone who's he's really connected with. Harlander at the beginning was a little bit. I actually thought Harlander was going to be the brain at one stage because I thought that that was where that was leading towards. But then
Yeah.
that doesn't go that way, and so Victor's a lonely soul, the creature's a lonely soul, and then that's where kind of the creature does get that friendship at the in the part two with his story where he gets to have that. Finally, he gets to experience love. He gets to experience friendship. The old
Yep.
man nurtures him. He, I made a mention that, he might not be a gentle soul, but he does have a soul. He's
Hmm.
very peaceful. He's very peaceful at heart, and it's Victor who's has become his antagonist. It's his, but
Yeah.
it's not just his father, his creator, but it's also his
Yeah.
enemy.
Well, it's all the play on who is really the monster.
That's right.
Because the
Yeah,
monster is a monster because he's been created and he's not human, but at heart, he's not. He's actually pretty good and pretty kind. And Victor is a real human being, but he's also a monster.
that's it. Yeah. Um, should we talk about the cast?
Yeah.
I loved all three of them. They did such a great job.
Good. Yeah.
And once again, Mia Goth is doing a dual role,
Hmm.
because she's obviously playing Victor's mother when he's a child and playing Elizabeth.
Hmm.
She's just in the Maxine trilogy, just brilliant. And here, once again, just
Yeah.
great again. So big things for her and her future, I'd say.
Oh, she's good. She's a good actress. She can do stuff.
I just, I think this is the first real Guillermo del Toro film that I've really sat back and just really noticed how good a director he is. There's that he's
Yeah.
very good at blending practical effects and special effects. I think it's just,
That was, yeah, one of my things. And sometimes I'm not sure because, yeah, I think definitely it's a blend of practical effects and CGI. And I think the bodies, most of them will be prosthetics and things that are animatronics. But some of them, I do think that they must have used some CG in there, and it's so well done. The only thing where it's like, well, we can say it's a special effect is the animals. I mean,
Yep.
they do okay, but animals don't really move that way or have these sort of expressions. But I'm not sure that they really tried to make it super animalistic. I think they wanted to go into the tail of it, so I was good with it.
Yeah, I was just fine. I liked that the fight sequence between the creature and the wolves, and
Mm,
the one thing that I just noticed how visceral it was. It was just like
it's super
you know,
visceral.
he's he's just ripping the skin off of the bodies, and it's just, and even during the building of the creature as well,
Yeah,
just oh, it's not. I wouldn't even put it as gory. I would just say it's
it's
just
not. It's just visceral. I think there is no other word. Like it's
yeah,
showing it to you. It's almost it reminded me a bit of Tim Burton ish.
right, yeah, and the sc
Yeah, yeah, the score, yeah.
and the score. I was like, oh, is this Danny Elfman? Oh no, it's not.
Nah.
It's a guy. It's a guy named Alexandre Desplat. I'm probably butchered that name. Please,
Yeah, Desplat, yeah, the French guy.
thank you.
He did like, a few scores for quite a bit of movies.
Yeah,
It's not the first time I see his name.
yeah. And the way that even the score changes in the creature's tale because it's so
Mm,
dark and gothic, and then when the creature's telling his tale, it just calms. It's just soft, and it's just because he's out in nature, and it's a pretty score, I would say.
yeah, yeah, it is. Speaking of Guillermo del Toro, did you see The Labyrinth of Pan or Pan's Labyrinth? What's the name
No,
of the movie?
no the Pan's Labyrinth. No,
Pan's Labyrinth.
I've got a,
You should see it.
I've,
This is my favorite of his movies so
I've been
far. I
told
mean,
it's
it's beautiful looking, and the story, it holds up. It is so emotional. I mean, I've heard of some people that watched the movie and just couldn't stop sobbing uncontrollably and unspeakably at the end. And it's a movie that really grabs you. It's an amazing director.
yeah, I've got to get into his work. I've got to start really and what's just uh, expanding my horizons is on some of these more well-known directors. I've got to really watch more movies, I think. Just got to find just got to find the time with a full-time job and two children, but what can you do?
Yeah, I know. Hard.
Um, I think this is going to be a serious Oscar contender for next year. Hands down, this is going to be, if it's not going to get a lot of nominations, it's possibly going to make a lot of wins. I
Yeah,
hope for
yeah.
their sake. I think it's going to get quite a few. You're going to get hair and makeup, obviously, costumes, the sets design. The sets are just
This has design.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
everything.
yeah, it's just like you just look at just the furniture, just some of the couches that they're sitting on, and it's just the slightest detail. They've obviously gone to so much effort for this.
It's
So
so much
Netflix is obviously,
details. Yeah, and it's coordinated with the outfits as well. Like all
yep,
the red and the green and the black and the white. It's just like it's such a pretty movie. It's
right,
beautiful, beautiful to look at.
yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever actually not just been so impressed by just
Mm,
almost everything, basically. So yeah, I big recommend, a big up for me. I can see why it's getting such rave reviews.
yeah.
Um, is there anything else you'd like to add to our conversation?
No, that's it.
All right. Should we get into our scores?
Let's do it. You start.
Um, you know what? I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was a very, very good film.
Mm,
Some slight nitpicks for me, but yeah, a strong 4.5 out of 5 for me.
cool. I give it a 4 out of 5. I was dancing between the 3.5 and 4. It's it's beautiful. Um, it's slightly overlong. Like I started to feel the time, especially because of the arc of Elizabeth as a character and also Victor and the monster, their relationship that sucked me out a little bit. This is where in the middle I started to feel the time, even though part two then really got me. And I think that was the best part of the movie. Um, it's definitely a movie that deserves to be seen and talked about. So I would
Yeah,
go with a 4 out of 5. Yeah.
wonderful. I watched it over 2 nights, so just
Oh, me
because
too.
family got in the way. But
And
yeah,
because old.
and we're old. Uh, but yeah, definitely strong recommend. So yeah, hopefully, what did you all think out there? Please give us a let us know in the comment section wherever you're listening to us from. And yeah, please, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. It always helps. We'll see you next time.